Hello, everybody. I am Mickey. I am Not Your Mama's Minister, and today's going to be really quick. I just want to talk about something that is totally my opinion. You don't have to consider it, but basically, it comes back down to don't be a douchebag, cunt, asshole. Okay, so I'm in the store. I'm just picking up something real quick, and there are two kids, and then their mom, and then uh, it is another woman uh, down the aisle. And the other woman down the aisle with no kids looked like she was about my age, about 50, maybe a little bit older, maybe a little bit younger, hard to tell nowadays. And then the mom was probably in her 30s and early 30s at the most, and had these two little ones with her. One was about maybe 7 and one was about 5, I'd say. Again, I'm not very good with the ages. And the kids were screaming and laughing and playing with each other, and they were not pulling things off the shelves. They were not cussing at each other. They weren't cussing at their mom. They weren't beating each other up, but they were running back and forth next to the cart, not next to the shelves or anything like that. There was nothing that they were going to hurt. They were just, and it wasn't even running. It was almost like couple steps really fast and couple steps really fast, but they were being very loud. And the other woman down the aisle said, "Hey, do you think you can keep your fucking kids under control?" And the other mother looked at me, and I looked at the other woman, and I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Now, mind you, I know that me throwing out the cussing when she's cussing in front of these kids was probably not necessarily that that good, but it was my immediate reaction because, as you know, I do usually go to the cussing. In fact, somebody very dear to me mentioned that yesterday, and so anyway, I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And the mother looked at me and she was like, "I am so sorry. Were they bothering you?" And I said, "No, they weren't bothering me at all. They're kids. Kids make noise. It's not a big deal. They're having fun. That makes me happy. Makes me happy that they're having fun." And I was like, "Don't listen to her." so, so the older woman, the woman that was closer to my age, she huffed and stormed off to another aisle or whatnot. I didn't see her again. And the mom was like, "Thank you." And I was like, "Don't even worry about it. Kids are loud and kids have fun and kids have fun loudly." And, that's what we want them to do. We want them to do that. And okay, so there are a couple of different things. First of all, kids are loud. They're loud from the time that they come out of our wombs. And isn't that fantastic? And so, and kids come, and I apologize for how teary I'm getting. Uh, Kids come in a bunch of different shapes and sizes and personality traits and gifts and weaknesses and strengths and all of these other things. They come in all of these different categories if you want to categorize them. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them. It doesn't mean that there's anything bad about them. It doesn't mean that they're brats. It doesn't mean that they are, evil children that are going to grow up to be Hitler. It doesn't mean any of that. It means that they're kids, and kids are just kids, and there's nothing wrong with them making noise. Is it more appropriate when we kind of keep our kids and let them know in public you need to behave this way? Absolutely. My father, I'm going to tell you a story. So maybe I guess this isn't going to be that quick. I apologize. I'll try to make it quick since I know that it's Father's Day. Um, and so this, I remember we didn't go out to eat very much. I don't think that you can go out to eat that much when you have that many kids. And so, but we would walk into a restaurant, and I can remember watching, because I am the oldest, I can remember watching as the servers argued that they didn't want to take our table. And it was completely understandable. We would usually walk in with great grandmother, grandmother, mother, father, and 6 girls. And so I can remember watching them and knowing that they didn't want to handle our table. And then at the end of the meal, it inevitably was that the server would say, "Your kids are so well behaved." Because my parents did say, when we're out in public, you need to use your inside voice, you need to behave appropriately, you need to behave like ladies. We got that a lot. And, but it didn't change the fact that we were still kids. We still sat at the table and laughed. We would get in trouble if we accidentally kicked each other or intentionally kicked each other. And so we were not a eat in silence type of family. And so, yes, absolutely, we need to raise our children to be polite and to know what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, where it's not appropriate. And that's very important. But on the other hand, we also, those of us who don't have the little ones and aren't connected to those little ones, and even people who do have the little ones, just don't be a cunt, don't be a douchebag. We all raise our children differently, and just because kids are loud does not mean that the parents are bad parents. It just means that they're not noticing that the kids are being super loud, or they don't care because they know that kids will be kids, having to do with that. If they're not hurting anybody, if they're not being rude or disrespectful or cruel or psychotic or anything like that, then kids will be kids. Kids will be loud, and they will cry, and they will fall, and they will laugh, and all of those things that I named before. And so we need to remember that happens. That's completely normal. Little people, they're young people. And so those, if you look throughout the animal kingdom, babies play. And so we need to remember to be a little bit patient, because those moms and dads out there are super duper tired. They're super duper stressed as it is. And so the last thing that they need is some fucking cunt being a douchebag to them because she has a problem with how loud the kids are being. Kids are loud. If you don't like it, then don't go out in public where there are children, because it doesn't matter how good the parent is. Kids are still going to be loud. There's going to be a squeal, or there's going to be a loud laugh. I'm 50 years old and I still have the same laugh that I had when I was 5, and that is ear shattering. So I think that's it. I want to point out that just children are children. Let them be kids. They grow up too fast as it is. They need to have happy childhoods. They need to have as much fun as they possibly can while they can, because let's face it, they're going to hit, even preteens, they're going to hit a certain age, 7, 8, that they're going to start looking around and realizing that there are a lot of shitty things going on in the world, and that kind of breaks their childhood. It takes a little chunk of their childhood away. It takes a little chunk of their joy away. So while they're being joyful, fucking let them be joyful. I think that's it. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I love you very much. Many blessings to you, and I will talk to you soon. Oh, and happy Father's Day to you dads out there, in case I didn't say that earlier.